Everything you need to know about Lurk is in this video. This season I climbed to Master with an 80% win rate using the Pyke and Rek'Sai deck. And contrary to what most card gamers might think, this is not a deck that only wins if you get lucky. There's no deck in the game that gives the same level of dopamine as Lurk after seeing a Pyke show up on top of your deck or turn 1 Rek'Sai proc.
I won.
In case you're new to the game and you have no idea what Lurk actually does, this is what it comes down to. This Lurk keyword you see here does nothing unless the card is on top of your deck. When you attack and a card with Lurk is on top of your deck, all your units from the Lurker tribe get +1 attack once per round. When Rek'Sai is on top, he gives +2 attack instead, and when Pyke is on top, he turns himself into this powerful removal spell. Because of that, predicting is the most valuable tool you have at your disposal when playing Lurk. Every single time you attack, you're looking for your champions because of those additional benefits. So as a general rule in the early game, always predict before your regular attack or your free attack on defending turns with Snapjaw Swarm. Lurk isn't an aggro deck, but it plays faster than most mid-range decks. If I had to classify it, it's an aggressive beatdown deck because you usually end games between turn 5 and 8 with very big stats. You can classify Lurk cards in different categories. The first category is the cheap fish that simply help you grow your Lurk stats in the early game to get your game plan rolling. The second category are the predictors, the units that help you transition into the next category by giving you the cards you need, like Pyke, who makes it very easy to stabilize so you can play your big overwhelm units as the third category. These are the game enders. Under Titan, Doombreaker, and Rek'Sai have a bigger health total and this very important keyword that makes your big attack stat actually matter. Be careful with Rek'Sai though, because if she doesn't level, she goes back into your deck, which is basically the same thing as her dying. If your opponent has stuns or freezes in their deck, they'll be using it to stop Rek'Sai from leveling. Some flexible tools in this deck are cards like Riot and Ruthless Predator, both of them mostly existing to help level Rek'Sai. And there's the Rally card, which can both be used to apply extra pressure and proc Lurk on defending turns. Oh, and of course, to win the game with an additional attack. In the mulligan, keep your 1-drops, your predictors, your Snapjaw Swarm, and always get rid of your champions because you want to find them with predict. Oh, and if your champions do get stuck in your hand, make sure to predict a call to pack to put them back on top and proc their effect. Lurk does the name justice because it's the kind of deck that's always just around the corner, lurking with a win rate that's always close to 50%, just waiting to strike when you least expect it. Don't forget to like the video and let me know in the comments what you think about Pyke and Rek'Sai. Okay, so Sweaty Saturday, it's finally back. What I'm going to do, even though I don't think it will work for this deck we're playing against, I'm going to open the matchup tables. I'm gonna type Pyke Rek'Sai. And we're playing as Teemo Sejuani. I don't think, no, there's no recorded data here. So we don't know what the actual win rate is against this deck. But if we have a good curve, I would imagine that this is not a bad matchup. We can keep the 2-drop to maybe kill the Teemo too. Yeah, let's do it. Yes, we're recording this on Wednesday, but it is for the YouTube video on Saturday. So, Call to Pack here is great because we have a champion in our hand. I'm gonna go for Call to Pack. Obviously, the best card for us to find in a matchup like this is Pyke, because against any mid-range deck, if you don't have like a hand that completely goes ham with like a Snapjaw Swarm early, your best bet is just removing threads with Pyke. But yeah, we're looking pretty good with the Rek'Sai here. No, we're gonna tag this, and that's a big win. They don't even have a created card, so we're killing this for free. So we can Call to Pack or Rek'Sai. Wait, did we just top deck another Rek'Sai? Okay, well, we can play the 1-drop as well here. Here we go. Yeah, it's a week full of lurking. It is. They have 4 mana. There's no way they can kill everything. They could like Mystic Shot these two. That's fine. It takes Snnuy 2 days to edit and format. It takes me like a full day to make the intro. The gameplay editing is done by the editor. So because they didn't use this, because they obviously could have done this, right, to deal 1 damage here, they're probably Mystic Shotting this. They want to keep their Ballistic Bot alive to consistently trigger the Sejuani level up, which is fine. It will definitely be a way to counter us, because that means Rek'Sai will never level. Our big Overwhelms will never do anything. But so far, since they're not on a lot of triggers just yet, I think we're doing pretty well. Lurk is all about planning ahead. We do not have that ability right now with this hand. We know we're top decking Rek'Sai. We're gonna Redfin Hammer Snout next turn on another one of their threats, and then most likely we're just using Call to Pack on Rek'Sai again. That's the main thing about Lurk. Planning ahead. That Lurk is very easy to pick up. It's a straightforward deck, but the skill ceiling can be high. Lurk is about lurking. Exactly right. Lurk is about lurking. Okay, so this is not a terrible trade for us. Yeah, sure. We still dealt 4 damage to them. They have double ballistic. They don't get to use their ignition, which is huge. They don't get to trigger Sejuani. So that basically buys us another entire turn. Planning ahead in Lurk, attack and dunk. We ball, we ball. That is what it comes down to most games. Okay, so now we have to make the decision which is a bigger threat. And I would say that the 3/3 that shuffles shrooms is a bigger threat. So we're gonna attack that with the Redfin. In most games, you will not get to interact as much as we do right here. Usually the only interaction is a Pyke spell. And just having so much attack that your opponent is forced to block. Oh, that's a really good card. Okay, so let's shuffle. We have to shuffle this Rek'Sai because this is the one they know we have. So if they're doing any hand raiding, shuffle or hand reading, shuffle the one that you know, they know about. We're gonna pull this here. We'll pull you here. And then it's likely a rally turn, depending on what they do. We're just rallying potentially to apply even more pressure. We are basically baiting them into blocking the 2/1 here, which lets us ping the 1/1. And if not, then they're using a ton of spells here to stay alive. Well, we could take that. It'll be fine. They have 1 Sejuani proc on turn 5. So they have no mana left now. Our board is dead though, so there is not a lot of point to rally here, but we can use the Redfin. We can use the Redfin just to have another unit on the board. We bank 3 spell mana, and next turn we're looking to Rek'Sai plus Blood in the Water. Ideally, we make our opponent tap out, so they can't freeze our Rek'Sai. So they have 6 mana right here. They might Sejuani this turn, which is great for us. Why not save 3/3? What 3/3? Oh, for them. Why they didn't say? Yeah, I don't know. I think they really want to level that Sejuani. We have 9 mana. Okay, so the reason this is fine to do. Normally, I'd be like, they can freeze our Rek'Sai. It's gonna be awkward, but that costs 4 mana. We still get the Rek'Sai trigger, and then we have another Rek'Sai next turn. So we're gonna go ahead and play. Yeah, let's play the Rek'Sai here. Rek'Sai on the field. So this is vulnerable. So we might as well just do this here. Blood first. I don't think it made a difference because the only thing they can really do is freeze Rek'Sai. Yeah, I mean, I do not think it matters. Okay. So because they played that, there is now a chance that we miss Lurk. We hit Lurk. All right, so that's a level Rek'Sai. That should basically be GG. We got somewhat lucky this game. We had 2 Call to Packs, we had 2 Rek'Sais. Even if this Rek'Sai was removed somehow, we'd just be able to play another one. I love that. It was 1-off lethal always, yeah. Even if we pulled the 1 health unit with Overwhelm, it wasn't quite lethal. So they have 4 cards in hand. There's extremely little interaction they can have here. Let's see. What's the worst case scenario for us? I don't think there is one. So we can play all our cards, just attack. We'll just go very wide. There should be nothing they can do about going wide here. Not even a Caustic Rift. Like, double Caustic Rift would clear our 1-drops. Won't clear the Rek'Sai. Yeah, and we have Snapjaw backup. We could just go wide and win that way. Yeah, so that's 100% GG because we have this card. We really do not care about the Rek'Sai. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, even Avalanche wouldn't matter. So... Okay. We can just pull the Sejuani here. It's lethal no matter how you look at it. GG. Pretty clean game. Absolutely not a unfavorable matchup though, so this is an expected outcome, but we got the cards we needed and we won with them. Okay. We're against this deck. Surprisingly, this is favored. Barely. Seraphine, Victor, Bandle City, PNZ. It's a 33% win rate. Seraphine, Azrael. 44. Okay. I thought this was favored. I haven't lost to this deck once when we climbed to Master. I thought this was favored. But this is not favored. This is 800 games with a 44% win rate. Not favored. Not favored, chat. I was wrong. Yeah, when we climbed to Master, did not lose to this deck once. I felt like it was favored because you can go really wide and then you win with your Overwhelm cards. But 44% win rate is interesting. That's a good metric for us to work with. We can see if there's any way I'm playing this matchup that's different from others, maybe. So we'll see. Favored if you have a Pyke gaming chair. Yeah, I could have sworn that I checked stats and I saw like a 51% win rate or something, but clearly that is not the case. It's somewhat pointless to play this because it just gets blocked with a 2-1. Okay, let's try it out. We do not have a good hand. We have no predict units. We got a Pyke with no call to pack in hand.
Some thinks I'm all sparkle, huh? Well, maybe.
Okay, we'll force a trade with this. Okay, Rek'Sai is high roll obviously because they can't block this.
You're not a hero, right?
Not playing around Tiny Spear. That's a very good point actually. Yeah, we the thing is, by playing the other 1-drop, we would be playing around Tiny Spear. Okay, Snapjaw Swarm is great. We just need a way to get bigger with Lurk. That's really the only thing we can do. Okay, they have a very unit-heavy hand, which is not great for us. We basically just want to play units, go wide, and get some free chip damage in. Okay, we got Lurk. Give me some Rek'Sai action. There we go. When you know, chat. When you know. Okay, so we know we're getting Rek'Sai next. Rek'Sai is going to be at 6 attack, which is an interesting number. It is an interesting number. 6 plus Ruthless Predator means level Rek'Sai. I need to see if this card was generated or not, because this deck does run Wallop, and if Wallop hits the Rek'Sai, it's bad for us. Always emote when you hit Rek'Sai, it's a Lurk way. Good point. Great. Okay. Yeah, let's try it out, huh? Ooh, man, I'm a little bit scared. I'm not gonna lie. I am slightly scared because we only have one non-Lurk card in hand. It's easy for this to go wrong, but since, you know, our hand is weak, we could try to go for a blowout. If the game goes long, it's not super likely we win with a hand like this, right? If we miss Lurk, though, that means that Rek'Sai only goes to 9 and will go back into the deck. And with the hand we have, this is the only good card as we transition into the late game. We need the Zersereth. The Zersereth card. The 2/6 that gets Overwhelm and Spell Shield. That is fantastic against this deck. It won me most of my matches against them. The Fearsome Unit is very important to protect in this matchup because they can't chump it. Opponents should absolutely be trying to kill a Fearsome Unit. Agreed. Yes, they should. One thing is, though, about the Fearsome Unit is that it can't actually be protected. All right, here we go. We have to pray for Lurker. If we hit Lurk, we're good, and we missed. All right. So that sucks, because that was a level Rek'Sai and probably GG. But yeah, it is what it is sometimes. It is what it is sometimes. That is the Lurk way. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Nothing you can do about it. Are you sure you're sitting on the Pyke chair properly? No, I'm not. I gotta sit up straight. That is a problem. It's fine. It's fine. We can still try to win. We have a good read on their hand. They didn't have a stun, so the Zersereth Doombreaker is going to do a lot of damage next turn. There was an argument to be made to predict here. Let's see what we top deck here. Okay, so they showed they don't have a stun, so we're just gonna go with this. We're gonna pull the Victor with the 5-2, because it's... These two are the easiest to remove. We don't want to pull with this. Hello, Mr. Fable. Yeah, GG's recently. Good games. All bangers, all of them. All right, here we go. Opponent did not develop a blocker, did not try to remove anything, did hit lifesteal. So because of that lifesteal, we're gonna pull Victor here and threaten lethal. It shows that we're 1 off right now. It doesn't show it accurately, but we're getting 1 from Lurk if we don't miss again. If we don't miss, it's lethal. We hit a Pyke. That's pretty big. So now opponent needs to make a choice. They need to save Victor or they need to remove this. And if Victor is removed, that's great for us because it has a spell shield, which means that Pyke cannot hit it. We did hit Pyke here. So, I mean, it's Bandle City. I'd be very surprised if they don't have a ping for the 6-1, but somehow our 1-drop with 1 health survived until turn 6 against a bar deck. Opponent must be sitting on a pretty poor hand. We had a pretty poor hand too. We even missed a Rek'Sai level up, which would have just secured the victory right away. But yeah. Alright, they might even be looking for that ping here. Another thing is that if we did level Rek'Sai, Rek'Sai would have been at 11 attack. I believe the Seraphine had 6 attack after +1/+1. It was a 2/5. I'm not sure how much it had. Okay. This is not the greatest for us because they did find a way to remove both our units. They are at 5 HP, but they have lifesteal here. Okay, that's good for us because we can remove the Ezreal with Pyke. This lifesteal thing here kind of scares me. Why don't you use 8/5 attack 4/4? Because we had lethal. I forced my opponent to have 2 answered. It was either remove the 5-1 or remove Victor, but they had 2 answers. Play Pyke first. I have to play this first because I don't want to block Victor with the Doombreaker. And now, by doing so, I forced Victor to not attack at all with lifesteal, which is exactly what I wanted. By playing this, Victor stayed at the back. This is great for us. And also, entirely not unhappy with a Bone Skewer. So we're gonna play this. Usually you want to predict on the next turn, but this should be fine. That is another Pyke, but the Zersuret should be better here. We already have 2 Pykes. If they remove Pyke, that's fine. We're playing the 2/3 to pull the Victor and hopefully have lethal next turn. This is totally fine. This is absolutely irrelevant. Does not matter one bit. Okay. All right, let's see. So, we will have to play this. Yeah, seeing them use 3 damage to remove a Pyke when we're not even attacking is fine. It does not matter. If they have that 3 damage, we know they're going to use it anyway. So again, we run into the issue of, please do not miss Lurk. There we go. All right, so we have Spell Shield here. Huge. We pull Victor with a lifesteal to the end. They spend 6 mana. They have 4 cards we don't know about. On 5 mana with 1 discount. At 1 discount, they do have a level Victor, but their cards are not generated. So we actually won this game. I feel like we played around the stuff they were throwing at us quite well. The lifesteal from Victor plus the spell shield was an issue, but pulling it to the end, forcing them to Mystic Shot our unit that was pulling Victor, so they didn't even get the lifesteal, was huge. GG. The luckiest thing that last game was the Pyke we found. And even that was somewhat perfectly dealt with by our opponent. Okay. So, Redfin is great to deal with Zoe. However, we really want a 1-drop. And keeping anything else reduces our odds of getting that 1-drop. Targon plus this region cannot deal with a 1-drop. So we can already get the ball rolling as early as this. Now, the Forsaken Bakai wants to find a Snapjaw or a champion. Alright, so this is risky, but if you don't see a Snapjaw or a champion, you just skip. The other card, okay, I will always look for 2 cards. That's Rek'Sai and Pyke. Sometimes I will look for Snapjaw in the early game, so we can attack, proc our Lurk on defending turns. Sometimes I will look for Call to Pack when we have champions stuck in our hand. And the only other card I sometimes look for is Blood in the Water, the rally card to end the game sometimes. Those are the only options I really consider. Sometimes maybe a Zersuret because the spell shield matters. I feel like this card is great against the Bar deck. But I can't think of anything else. Maybe like a Doombreaker if you really need to secure that overwhelm. That's about it, really. So, we're gonna play the Forsaken Bakai. It's a skip. It is a skip, yeah. With Call to Pack, I would have considered Pyke or Rek'Sai. But Unforgiving Cold is something that can stop Rek'Sai. Is it bad to add Bloodbait to the deck? Why or why not? That's a great question, actually. Yeah, Bloodbait is used to get additional Rek'Sai procs. Okay, so Snapjaw Swarm is great here because next turn we can play the Aspiring Chronomancer to predict, plus the Snapjaw Swarm to hopefully find a champion. Bloodbait is sometimes used to predict the Rek'Sai, attack, get +2, then put the Bloodbait on top of your deck, so you get the Snapjaw next turn with the Rek'Sai still below it, so you get +4 from Rek'Sai. However, it is a little bit inconsistent, and the only way that Bloodbait is ever good is if you already have that Rek'Sai. And that's inconsistent. And Lurk already potentially can be a pretty inconsistent deck, and if you do find that Rek'Sai, you're usually in a good spot. If you do want to run Bloodbait, you can cut the Rootless Predator. This is my way of securing a level Rek'Sai. Bloodbait is another way to do it, but I think this is more flexible and just overall a better option as a one-off. Happy to see you when you have time. I'm thinking about these two on the right. Redfin can help with Zoe. Xerxite Caller is a predictor. The greedy thing to do would be skipping here. Alright, I'm skipping. I'm playing a greedy because I'm not expecting Zoe to be an issue even if she does level. Okay, so now I kind of wish I picked the Redfin because they played the 1-2. Which is something that I should keep track of. Also, I just realized I didn't look at the stats again. Let's see. Zoe Kane is not even registered in the data. It doesn't even show up as a deck. Yeah, it's not there. I can't even look at the stats for this deck. Okay, so we're gonna play this. We're just gonna play big dudes, go wide, and pray. Okay, so that's the Zoe card. Yeah, we're in a pretty awkward spot here. Simply because we did not find champions. Now, do we want to attack with everything? Or do we only want to attack with this? I think we only attack with this. Because we give them 2 health if we attack with other things. We're praying for a Pyke here. And we're trying to make this work with just I don't know, just junk. Oh, that's fine. Oh, that doesn't matter. They've played 1 cultist. Okay, so they're not playing the Paddle Star. Instead deciding to go for another Sparklefly, which is good for us because right now we have the option to win the game with Rootless Predator plus Overwhelm. There's Kane. At 2 mana, I can't think of a way for them to kill the Doombreaker. Kane goes to 3. It can possibly go to 4. Zoe gets somewhat close to leveling, but that should be fine. If we pass here, I think they pass back. Yeah, there's a chance we have lethal, and I'm setting up for it. Yeah, we wanna use the Rootless Predator on the Zoe.
Be still.
This is great for us because our Overwhelmers are alive. Okay, so they heal for 4. We can't even play Rek'Sai if we find it. If we find Rek'Sai, it's still good because of Call to Pack.
The shadows reveal a new darkened weapon.
Yeah, this also has lifesteal, so they have a lot of lifesteal here. Okay, yeah, we just have to go for it. I think we have to do this. The reason... Oh, okay, that's... It's not bad, but it's definitely not great either. The reason I'm doing that is because I kind of want to Jawfish. So they heal for 3 with this. This is still lethal, but there is interaction for them. They don't have anything equipped, though, so they need a Hush. They can't Unyielding... Not Unyielding. Furious Wielder us. Oh, it's not lethal, actually. Never mind. They heal over. This deals 7. Yeah, it's not lethal. So next turn we get another Call to Pack. We're desperately looking for a Jawfish now. Yeah, sometimes you need to scrap stuff together to be able to win with the stuff you get. We didn't find a champion. Pyke would have done a lot of work. Rek'Sai is obviously great too. Yeah. Yeah, if Kayn levels, they can go for Blue Kayn and just win that way. Double wielder. Okay, yeah, that's that is a problem. So I think that means we're dead.
I will not yield.
Right? Yeah, that means we're dead. Because they just have elusive lethal now. That definitely happens sometimes. We did a fair amount of predicting. The only time we found champions when we had to predict to stay in the game. But we know we're dead here because we are top decking a Call to Pack. No, even Jawfish doesn't do it because this is just lethal.
Embrace the shadows.
But they just have elusive lethal. Ah, did you? Yeah, we needed a champion. That's what it comes down to. Even if we found Rek'Sai, though, again, the only thing Rek'Sai was good for was for +2 instead of +1. Because as soon as we play Rek'Sai, they would have used a star chart from Zoe to kill us. So it was Pyke. We really needed Pyke there. The fact that it had double Furious Wielder was also unfortunate. But yeah, ultimately, probably didn't matter. This matchup should be very favored for us, right? Yes. But again, sometimes you just miss, right? You can't hit them all. Sometimes you just miss. It's legend. Pretty good. We're gonna give 1 non-Lurk slot to Bone Skewer for interaction. I hate Bone Skewer. I think it's an awful card here. We're taking the Rek'Sai, but Call to Pack was also very good for this Rek'Sai. Here we go.
Get bloody. Get
All right, don't miss here. Nice. So I have to try to put Legends deck into a category, and I feel like it's a combo deck that doesn't actually win when you get the combo. So this might seem odd, but I feel like Rek'Sai is the player because we have to. Just so this Rek'Sai can level next time we play it. It's weird, but Tempo Rek'Sai is the call here.
Hello, new best friend.
And we had a Pyke.
Make it worth my while.
It wasn't necessary, right? Because if we attacked here, we would have gotten +1, and then we'd have Snapjaw Swarm for another +1, which means that this Rek'Sai would also level. But this just makes the rally all the more powerful.
A real battle.
Alright, so we're gonna make Legend block here.
I'm ready.
If Legend plays another unit, we play Redfin. So we Redfin you. Next turn we play Rek'Sai. We pull this with Rek'Sai, and it should be GG. I can't think of a way for Legend to do with Rek'Sai unless Thermal Beam. Thermal Beam is a good answer, but not every deck runs it.
Experience grants wisdom and strength.
Alright, so because they played this, we're gonna pull the 1-2 with our 7-2 to keep it alive. And we're just gonna force Legend to block with the 3-3. We get 3 more cards in our hand. Hopefully some 1-drops. And then we can just rally next turn.
Clown fish, unwelcome.
Yeah. Sometimes Lurk does what Lurk does best, huh? Yeah, double Rek'Sai. Tempo Rek'Sai was huge this game. I wouldn't have done it without the double Rek'Sai in hand, though. We don't have to rally now if we don't want to. We can just, play a 10-6.
You sacrificed so much for us, child.
No more than anyone else has. Great mother.
We'll just rally next turn. Oh my god. The judgment wouldn't even matter though because of Pyke, but yeah. Alright, GG. Well, Legend made it into a sweaty Saturday episode, and we entirely high rolled. All right, Legend, if you're a real bro, if you're listening, give me that Pyke level up. Just block on level. Yeah, man, Legend is the best. I love Legend. You're the best, Legend. Thank you. It will never get old. The Pyke level up. Good game. Good game.
Back to the waters. Bring the dead
Legend match. Yeah. It was a bit of a high roll. Double Rek'Sai and a Pyke. But it just doesn't really work.
just keeps getting longer.
Dude, BJ Quivik, thank you for gifting 5 subs, triggering the Pyke voice line. Perfection. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate the support. Thank you. way too kind. All right, for the Pyke voice line, let's do it. Okay. Can't block here. This is one of the cards that's really annoying to deal with early. Because if this gets tough, it will just block the Snapjaw Swarm. This is one of the cards that makes the matchup difficult. Love the content, just a small token of my appreciation. I really appreciate it. Thank you. All support is welcome. Okay, this is good for us, because now if we don't miss Lurk, the Snapjaw Swarm will actually trade with one of these. So we have to not miss here. Great. And we had a Pyke. All right, high roll. This is very good for us. It can still be a Harp, so both of our units die here. Yep. So we're taking 4. We get both of our units removed. Want to predict first? We can't. It was only... This one is 3 mana. If we had the 1 mana predict, we could have. Okay. It's a little bit rough, but we're still looking okay here. What we can do is play this, predict into something good, which is not what this is. I have to skip here again because these cards just do nothing for us. So now we have to use the Pyke spell. This is good for us. Fantastic. This matters a lot. This actually changes everything. We get to act here after removing that. Now we have to hope that we don't miss Lurk. We did skip on the predict because the cards just weren't usable, and we did not miss. So that's great. This swung all the tempo back after Legend had the upper hand from the Harped Valor. Harped Valor, tough units like these that grow big are very hard to deal with for us. So now what we're setting up to do, we're gonna play this. This is a 5/6, and then next turn we might play the 1-drop and rally. Still a very close game. You can definitely see why this is a 20% or a 50% win rate matchup. Usually, Lurk just does so well against mid-range Demacia, but with how overtuned Aatrox is and all the weapons, it's not easy. Okay. I mean, Pyke did his job, right? Pyke denied interaction, and now Legend doesn't even get to attack because we have a 5/6 that can block here. That's fine. Yeah, we have to predict here. This is another skip. And it sucks.
Only war can bring me peace.
I'm terrified of missing here. Rek'Sai? Alright. Could have been worse. Okay, let's see what we get. Hopefully it's a Snapjaw swarm. Snapjaw will be quite good. Okay. Legend can't play the World Ender yet. This matchup is so hard. Honestly, I played against this deck a surprising little amount on our climb to Master. So, yeah. Okay, so now we have to rally. We have to take 6 from this. We can pull this with one of our units and then attack. Not a great Lurk, but it will set up for our Zurside Runebreaker to hopefully take over. No Rek'Sai, no Pyke. Yeah, let's see. Okay, we're doing this first while Legend can't block. We missed Lurk, doesn't matter. And now we can play this for the extra damage. We're just taking the free 5 damage here while Legend can't block. Okay, we're attacking... Is this lethal? This is ever lethal. Third fish fight? Heals for 2. Blocks this. No, it's lethal, unless there's an interaction here. Okay, it's not lethal. Okay, so we can only attack with this because we know we missed Lurk. Legend blocks with this. It's actually kind of annoying, huh? Okay, we can actually, we actually can attack like this, right? Because Legend blocks here. We can't. Steal 7, blocks here. Blocks here. Yeah, if Legend blocks here, it's really bad. Right? This blocks here. No, that's lethal. This is the right way to attack. Legend needs to block this here. The 2-1 attacks last. Yeah, it doesn't matter. As long as this attacks first, I think it's fine.
You are nothing.
This is not lethal. So what Legend wants to do is put the weapon, the Aatrox weapon here, and then try to kill us with Overwhelm. Okay, so we missed Lurk. That means there is a chance that we have Riot on top for deck. Not right. So this means we lose, I believe. It needs to be Jawfish. Nah, GG. Because now it's no wait, Aatrox doesn't have Scout. Okay, it's not GG. It's not GG.
I am the world ender.
It's not GG. It doesn't get Scout. We needed anything with 3 or more health. Legend, I can actually play one of these. Yeah. No, it's actually just bad. It's just not good. Okay. The last one. I think this is a much better representation. But missing Lurk that turn basically meant we lost the game. With the +1, Legend would be at 1 HP, right? Now we don't get it because I had to shuffle. We knew we were top decking this. It can only be Pyke.
With the power of time, the possibilities are
The
endless.
drum of war must sound.
Yeah, we lost.
More time.
I think I had to skip there to look for the Pyke. Alright. GG. We can attack, but this blocks here. Aatrox healed for like 8 health in total. No, yeah, I should have skipped. Exactly. I should have skipped there. Alright, GG. GG. That was a good matchup, or that was a good game, rather, to show what this deck is about. But again, missing Lurk in those vital moments can always screw you over. It's bad. I'm sweating. Yeah, I missed Lurk on the one turn where I had my lethal attack, and that made it impossible for me to win. It would have been lethal otherwise. I needed to force you to block with your 2-1 or die. So you couldn't get a free world ender. But you got a free world ender with a unit still on the board, so there was no way for me to win anymore. That's fine. We played through game. I think it was a good representation of how that matchup can go, and that's all I'm looking for in this series.
Thinking outside the box, Zillion Victor, time bomb printer, 1-2 pop, meta shifter, not a quitter, fighting for